Good evening, everyone. I'm here to do a reading. Um, I was getting quite a bit of messages as I was pulling these cards already. So there's a lot on the board, and I just want to give us a second here just to kind of settle in, and I'll see where they want me to get started. I guess right away I'm getting drawn to the peace card, and it stands out as the top being the card at the top of the deck there that's above all the other cards. So this is where we are at right now. We're finally at a place of peace, and that really is in alignment with the personal channeling I just did for myself, for my own situation here. We see the King of Wands at the top of the reading. The peace I feel is at the center, and peace with the past, because it's kind of in the past position here. And he is really wanting to, from a higher perspective now, as the King of Wands, he's very passionate, very sure, very confident about how he feels. And we're going to break that down here in terms of information for everyone throughout the rest of the reading with the rest of the cards that are on the board. But certainly he's at the top of his game. He feels like he's in better control of his own life, better control of his feelings and emotions. He's done a lot of healing and preparation to be able to step into this new energy here. So we're finally stepping into our new reality, but into the physical, like we've manifested this, and there's something to be said about so much joy and excitement when you finally step into it and claim it in the physical. It's like the prize. And the serendipity card is really holding space here as new energy after, this masculine finding peace, but the feminine has found peace within her masculine as well, because you had faith in him and trusted him and removed yourself and surrendered and focused on you. And when you do that, it is showing them love because you trust them by doing that. You trust yourself by doing that. So by him mastering that energy within himself, because it's a mirroring, feminine has mastered the masculine energy within herself, and vice versa. By us holding space and working on us, it assisted the masculine on feeling more confident within their own feminine energy, and they feel really comfortable with us energetically. They feel like, again, they just feel a sense of peace as well from us, from our energetics, how we share energy. We're not in a panic state. We're not like juvenile, like frivolous with money or emotions. We're very, very mature and on top of our game, and we wield all of the elements perfectly. Like, I feel like this is like the Magician card for some reason. In this deck, it's the Wheel of Fortune, but I'm channeling it as though it's the Magician paired with the Wheel of Fortune together. And we've healed this. Because in past lives, I don't think we always used our energetics in the best of ways and our gifts in the best of ways. And we've overcome that with this Five of Swords. And I never noticed before, there's two people in this card. Because I thought there was karmic energy, and I didn't understand, because I'm like, well, I'm not picking that up with this person because I felt this was the feminine. Well, it's that person there, and look, that karmic walked away, and he's only now focused on you. Because you like put the swords down. You're like, I'm not fighting. I'm not doing this. Like, I'm going to move on and focus on me. This person tried to wield magic and fight in that, and they lost his attempt. Like, he's only focused on her. Look, that's why that was hidden. And this is you, divine feminine. That's why he's removing the three-party situation. He's overcome that, and he's just focused on you and you're home to him. Look, he's ready to come to the edge. That's the Fool card for the Ten of Coins here. The riches, the family life, like he's envisioned it and he manifested it through his visions of that. You're the Prince of Wands. We'll come back to that. You're the High Priestess. But he is tapped into his high priestess energy where he wants to reveal this because it's a new beginning in the way that he wants to share with you all of this, I feel. I'm not quite sure. It'll be different for everyone in terms of how they can articulate that in the physical, but certainly energetically, they're feeling all this. This is a lot of energy. You managed your money well, and he sees you as having achieved this as the Princess of Wands. Very powerful. Because this is active, like you're active, you're standing up there. Like, you're busy. But also new, and he wants to support you with your new endeavors for other riches. Like, if you have a job right now you're successful in, but yeah, like this is also like a newer type of energy, a younger type of energy. But because you're successful in one area, he wants to support you in becoming successful in another area because it's something new you're going to take on. And he privately and secretly wishes this for you. And I think it's based on your spiritual gifts. Yeah, unfinished business. This card I love this card. It's beautiful, and it's really the manifestation card. Everything's aligned. See, the greens work really nice together. And he's not worried this isn't going to work anymore. He's not worried you're not the right person to be with. He knows all of that. And he's at peace with it. These are tough cards here. Look. Death, 5 of Cups, and 7 of Swords. So somebody's pissed off over here, and there's a death to that, meaning I feel like Divine Feminine, you really demonstrated your strengths and power by dealing with this karmic the way that you did. This is you, even though she stabbed you in the back, you had regrets, you walked away, and you're focused on him. Look at the colors match here. This is the karmic. She thought she had strength and power, and she's left in regrets here. Okay, so we're going to put over here. And the 7 of Swords. I feel like this is you here. After being stabbed in the back by this karmic, like you left it behind you and you're moving forward and you're focused over here, right? And if you need to look back to the past to talk with him about this, you can do that. He knows you can do that. He knows you're ready. He knows you've been ready for a while. And so that's coming 100%. Yeah, because it's unfinished. Okay. They want me to cut. Yeah, because he's gone around and around in his mind with this. This karmic's going around and around. So now I'm going to channel, his ex-partner pertaining to the children. This is the ex-partner I'm channeling here, who I'm calling the karmic. And everyone's tired of being stuck in that same energy. So the stars are aligned to deal with this now, but he wants to, when he comes and talks to you, he wants to talk about this first. Unfortunately, this needs to come into play and into the conversation at some point, because this person's never really going to be gone because she's the mother of his children. So there still needs to be an opportunity to talk about that. And he feels blessed with the way that you really enjoy the natural elements of life in the world in a very simple way, but it's very elegant because it's like a classic beauty again. Just the way that you wield energy, the way you live your life, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you look. Very beautiful, very powerful. And all together, he feels that and he's aligned with it. He wants that in his life. He wants to touch it. Touch. very much. Yeah, he's been the observer, and he's watching you and watching how you pull information from the stars to manifest, to heal, to move through life. And it's a partnership with you and with that way of being too. He's willing and ready to accept this in his life. And he's at peace with that. So we're moving up here. Look, he's placing himself beside you. He trusts you. This is the masculine position here. And look at the Ace of Swords. Truth has prevailed here. And the sword is pointing here. So this is what we're pulling in. And you're the master of that energy. The Ace of Swords. It's like he's acknowledging right now to you, Divine Feminine, that you've always known the truth. You had integrity, even though all this nasty business was going on here, you did move on. There was a death to you or connection in some aspect because your connection has gone through a death. Because it's a death of the old way of being, a death of what wasn't working anymore. And you're both ready to let all that go now and step into a new way of being. So that's amazing. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, see? You have the power is what I'm getting here. He knows. You're it. You're the it girl. So people are talking about you in a really positive way. More and more and more. Your gifts are shining. Your strengths are shining. And they just keep circling back around and around and around. And the divine's making sure of that. Making sure that people are noticing in the right way. If people misrepresent you, it's being picked up and fixed immediately. The divine has people everywhere to support this, to support you. All right. Oops. Sorry, I dropped my phone there. And let's just say you had a little mishap. That's okay, right? Breathe. And perhaps there was here and there, meaning like, and again, the divine's saying it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Why are people holding the divine feminine on some higher standard where, you know, everyone else can make mistakes, but she can't? The minute she makes a mistake, it's like the end of the world. But this karmic can make 1,000 mistakes and is expected to be like people are supposed to look the other way. She holds herself to a different standard. It's not right. It's not right. And I've been channeling that a lot lately. And I think he called her out on that nastiness. You know, why are you doing that? It's not fair. Yeah, see the sun. This is you here. We're going to put that over here. Yeah, look. These are people in your life that are willing to learn from you now. Because they tried to take this position and they can't. That's for you. You wield the magic. You can use the power of the sun and the elements. Where's that Wheel of Fortune card? Oh, I moved it over here. Okay. This is you. And he holds you and puts you in that position. Nobody else holds this position in his eyes, in his life, in his mind. It's you. And he's handing that over to you. And now if he's going to start a business aside from your regular jobs, he only wants to align with you. I think he's tried to do this before. He's talked with karmics lots about doing this. It's like a way to make a second income. It's you. And he's telling everyone else, no, thank you. And I'm not getting good energy from these two either. Like now I'm channeling a different energy where they tried to be you, or these are karmics, they tried to do this with him and it didn't work. And now they're going to be forced to watch you wield your magic and succeed. Because to me, this is success. It reminds me of the sun here. Oh, this is my favorite card in this deck. This is the Divine Feminine. Even though it's a princess, it's powerful. and so much pride and joy. And he's so proud of you in that you are healing and you shared your healing journey with people. You weren't embarrassed. You didn't have shame, even though you did inside. You were healing that while you were showing this to the world. You were vulnerable, and people are in awe, and they can't take that from you, Divine Feminine. There you are, Queen of Wands. I'm picking up good energy from that Queen of Wands. That's you. This is where he wants to go. And the universe supports this, okay? There's peace. And you wield your magic in a way that he trusts, and there's peace within his mind now. And you both have overcome the dark feminine template as well. I'm getting that. You've learned so much, and you're ready to build together. And there's no more being in between worlds. That's going to be put to rest now. Okay? Yeah, you can breathe. Yeah, you've cleaned it up. It's been cleaned up because you were willing to be flexible. This is why you've won out, and you've put in the hard work, to come out of chaos and conflict. He doesn't want this crazy life anymore with this person. She just constantly brings this into his life. And he's like, no, I don't want that. It was sneaky. It's just, she's always up to no good. And he feels so blessed to know that, like, you always had his back, that you never removed him from your life. You put it to rest and you moved on, but like, you always had his back. That's what I'm getting. Look how nice that goes there. See how you can go the distance here? He just really sees you in such a beautiful way, in such a powerful way. This is a very powerful reading. And you stand up above the rest with that flexible card because you were flexible. And he knows you will be flexible still moving forward to deal with this nasty business here. And you see the separation. You see how this pile's lower here? He's putting this over here, and he's like, okay, this isn't good, but it's a part of his life, but it doesn't have control. This is his focus is here. And doesn't worry about this so much anymore. It's like before he did all the time. And now he's more focused on you and in the future moving forward after doing all the work up there with the chopwood card. This is incredible. This is a very strong reading. I feel very calm energy with this. And he's willing to let past pain go, I'm hearing. And he feels you can protect this as well. He feels safe with you. Like you'll have his back. You have your guard up too. Like, you're not someone to be messed with. He knows, even for himself. Meaning, if he comes at you in a way that's not proper, you'll deal with him. Deal with him good. And you have. But you did so with class. This one here doesn't even know the meaning of the word. And I don't mean to be mean. It's just what it is, And these are lessons she just hasn't learned yet. But do you see how she's still exposed here? She's watching. I feel like she's looking my way. Oh, dear good. And he knows that she hurt you and that you've hung on to that in a sense still because there hasn't been an opportunity to resolve this yet. Like, you put it to rest and you moved on, but like, it's still unresolved. And like I said earlier in the beginning of the reading, I think he knows you still need to talk about some of this stuff, which you will. But I think right now this is the focus, and that's where it should be. Because this, you will have to have the conversation and manage, but it's really, the key is the boundaries, right? And there's that boundary here. right? And that's the clearing that will need to happen here. And you can go the distance because you're fated. This is a journey. He understands about this being fated now. And it brings him joy. I think it really scared him before. It stressed him out because, people don't like to think that something's destined, because it feels like, unless you understand what that means, like initially it's like an immature response because you don't really understand until you really start to process it. And as you learn more and mature, then you understand that you work with the universe in regards to your destiny, and you can choose to make changes. Oh, my right ear is ringing really loud. But he's concerned, like he doesn't want there to be changes. He accepts fully this destiny now. In the past, he was rejecting it because I feel like he thought, I want to finish my thought. Yeah, like it was being forced upon him. Okay, no, of course not. And he realized he really pulled this in himself. He prayed for this, and you came into his life, and it was like the greatest thing. And then, with the twin flames, where everything kind of starts to surface, and then it hurts, and then you just go your own way. Like he didn't understand any of that in the beginning. He really misinterpreted a lot of things, and he's come back around. Like he's figured it out. He's doing much better with it, which is great. They want me to stand this up here. See, you're flexible. He's going to talk to you about this in his own way, though. Okay. Yeah, he knows you have the ability to be fair, and you will manage things in a much better way now as well with her. In the past, it was really hard, and it wasn't always managed the best of ways, but he's forgiven you for that because, nobody's expected to be perfect. Back to like the way that you might have made some mistakes, and she just hammers away at that, like still today, like as if it happened yesterday, even though something might have happened years ago. Because for the ones that really did let go, move on, that's your way of keeping the peace. That was your way of showing, okay, well, I'm going to step away from this then. If you don't want me there, and if, you don't want to heal things, that's fine. I'm going to move on and forgive and let go and move on, which is what you did. And that's the best thing that you can do in situations like that when you're dealing with energy like that. Yeah, I'm hearing fair again, the word fair. This is like justice as well. And I feel like he's willing to take her on now, even like legally speaking. And he knows that you'll stand up in court. Like if you have to go to court, like you would present well. If she comes at you, divine feminine, in any capacity, like you'll be fine. You'll fare out just fine. So will he. I don't think it's going to come to that. I think they use these things as threats to try and control the situation. And if he called her bluff, because I feel like he has tons on this person here that he could use, but he never has, because he's not like that. He's been very loving and caring and giving, and gives too much, and has had to figure all that piece out with regards to his ex here. But there's nothing wrong with going to court, if needed. But certainly that's the last place people should be, but it's still available if you need it. And I remember listening to a judge speak once, because I'm a social worker, and so sometimes I get involved with the legal system because of my job. But so I've had training, and I've spent some time with judges and listened to them speak. And I remembered one in particular talking about how difficult it is for them. And ultimately, a judge should never be in a position to have to make decisions for anybody. But if a situation gets to that point, then they take it very seriously. But that's why the legal system, there's a process in place for people to try and resolve things on their own with the assistance of lawyers, mediation. And if all that fails, then ultimately, yes, somebody has to at some point, right? So, but they take it very seriously and it weighs heavily on them. And oftentimes we don't think about judges as being like human in a sense. Like I think of judges here with this card. So he knows your fear, and he knows that if you have to present in those at any level of that system, even within a court of law at that level with a judge, that you would present okay, and that would be fine. Okay, so what she's trying to spew here, she won't fare out so well. Because her intention is she's wounded. So she presents in a very vengeful way, and she's very aggressive and attacks, and but I'm hearing that there's a softening because this clearing really helped here, and she wants to put an end to this. But I'm always weary when I pick up on that because it's always short-lived. But certainly she doesn't want to get left behind, I'm hearing. And she knows, Divine Feminine, that you're very serious and that you stood up to her as well. And she's scared of that because many people haven't and can't because of the way she presents. But you did. And she knows she knows what she's spewing won't hold up in court. And that upsets her because she sees and feels that this is coming. But she's going to be forced to let this go and to separate now because it's coming in quick. Sorry. She knows she doesn't have power over him anymore because Divine Masculine, you made all these really good changes and you're asserting yourself with her more and more and more. The more you do that, the more she lets go, because that's how you dismantle energy like that. You stand up to it. It's like standing up to bullies, right? They kick up initially, but then eventually they go away. Now, she won't technically ever really be gone because she'll always be there in the background in some way. But really, being a force in his life where she controls everything, no. That's being cleared, and this is a protection as well. The universe is protecting this. The fates, the gods, I'm hearing, well, you know what I mean by the gods. It's just the energy. Like all of the spiritual guides that are tasked with protecting and safeguarding, say, the children and these unions, like all this energy works together to support this. It's not against her, but because this energy is against this energy, the energies that support this energy will naturally it's just a science. It's like magnets. It's like equations, This is counterproductive. It's not going to work. It's like return to sender type thing. So nothing's happening against anyone else. It's just a natural response to the energy. Energy's energy. And I'm not a scientific person, so it's always interesting when I channel and I try to explain it, but the best that I can. Yeah, she's become the observer now. Yeah, and you're not waiting. You see, this is reversed. It's interesting. Oh, look. Yeah. You've answered all these questions, but there's unanswered questions and there's no more waiting. You're going to get the answers. You're a gift to each other. You're a gift to the world, I'm hearing. And this is why the divine supports you, because this union can go the distance now. Sorry. This is family. You've followed the rules. You've done your work properly, and you're going to have new life. This is incoming energy here. This is the future. And the assessment, if you do go to court, will be that you have followed the rules. And you follow the rules. You're a family person, and this has longevity. This does not. So, this is confirmation. You're going to be safe. You're going to be fine. If you're involved in a court battle right now, the outcome will be good for you, for the twins, okay? So, congratulations. It's coming, and keep doing your work, okay? There's so much power here. I'm so proud of all of you, and keep up the amazing good work. Take care.